Imagine this. You finally import your data into Power BI and boom, it's messy, duplicated, upside down, misaligned, and looks nothing like a report ready dataset. Today, I'm going to show you how to take that chaos and turn it into clean, structured, analysis ready data using Power Query magic. Hey everyone, welcome back to Data Minds Academy. So, first of all, let's import a dataset. I will be importing an Excel file, and from here, I will select the first and the second sheets. I will click on Transform Data. This will open the Power Query editor. Now, first of all, we should always start by giving our tables and columns meaningful names. So here we can see that our table name is sheet 1 and sheet 2. This sheet 1 data basically comprises of the sales data, whereas the sheet 2 consists of the material data. In order to rename, you just have to right click on rename, and I will name it as fact underscore sales. You can also rename by double tapping. I will double tap, and here I will name it as dim material. Also make sure to have a proper column name. For example, you cannot have here product ID and here you are having material ID. So the data needs to be consistent between all the different tables which you are having. So also take care of that. Now we will see how we remove unwanted columns. In order to remove the columns, what you can do? You can go to remove columns, or you also have remove other columns. So what it does, all your selected columns will be removed if you click remove columns. So here my selected column is sales ID. If I will click on this remove columns, my sales ID column has been removed. You can also see that a step has been added here for that. And here we have our sales ID column, which is removed. If I want my column again, I will just cross this. This will revert that step. And here you can also select remove other columns. If I will click this, it will remove all the other columns. I will just revert it back. So if you don't want any column, what you can do is you can select that column and you can go here and you can click on remove columns. So those two columns will be removed. You also have an option to choose column, and there is another option to go to column. If I click on choose column, it will give me list of all the columns which are there. And if I don't want particular columns, what I can do, and I can just uncheck it, click on OK. So those columns will be removed. And here I am also having go to columns. So what it will do, it will, if I am clicking on a customer ID and clicking OK, it will take me to that particular column. You might be wondering how is it useful here. Sometimes what happens, you are having a huge data set with hundreds and thousands of columns. And in those data set, this feature becomes very useful. And similarly for choose columns also, it becomes very useful when you are having a very large data set with many columns. Next here, we also have keep rows and remove rows. So what it will ask you whether you want to keep some top rows, you want to keep some bottom rows, or you want to keep range of rows. So if I'm clicking on this and I'm telling I only want top 5 rows, I click on OK. So here you can see I'm only having top 5 rows. If I'm clicking on keep range of rows, and here I will tell it I want 2 rows from 5th row. I'll click on OK. So here it is only giving me these 2 rows. This is the 5th row and this is the 6th row. Similarly, you have here to remove rows. If I'm clicking on this, I want to remove my top 2 rows. Currently, I'm having 12 rows in total. If I'm clicking OK, the top 2 rows has been removed. So similarly for bottom, and similarly remove alternate rows. And here you also have an option to remove errors and remove blank rows. So what it will does is, in any of the column, if you are having an error or a blank, then what it will do, it will remove that entire row. So this is how it functions. Now, sometimes what happens is we also have duplicate entries in our record. And for that, what you can do, you can either click on that particular column, right click, and here you have the option of remove duplicates. So what happens? It will remove all the duplicate entries based on this sales ID. Now, sometimes this also isn't useful. So what you can do, you can select entire column. You can select your first column and then you can go and select your last column. And here you can click right click and you can click on remove duplicate rows. And based on all the column, what it will do, it will concatenate all the columns. And based on that, whatever duplicate entries which it will find, it will remove that. Next use case is about the data types. So not every time Power BI identifies the data type of a particular column correct. Now let's move on to change data types. This one is critical. If Power BI mistakes a number for a text or a date as plain text, DAX will break. And this happens most of the time. So whenever you are importing your data in this Power Query, always check for the data types, especially the number and the date data type. So here we can see our all three columns, quantity, unit price and total amount, which are having numerical values, have been automatically converted to number data type. Let's go to the material, and here also we can see except for price, all other columns are having text data type, which is again correct. And if you want to change the data type, what you can do, you can just click on this number or date or any other symbol which is just beside the name of that column, and you can change the data type. I can make it text. So here our data type has been changed to text, and that step has also been applied. Now here everything whatever we have done is recorded over here. And the beauty is Power Query automatically replays all these steps every time you refresh your data. So remember, Power Query isn't just a tool, it's your cleaning assistant. If you master this workflow, every future dataset becomes easier, faster, and consistent. If today's lesson helped simplify Power Query for you, hit like, comment clean data and subscribe, because in the next video we will go deeper into text transformations, and trust me, that's another game changer.